Hi, this is Blind Fox. Welcome at my ration review. Today we are going to be reviewing an interesting ration. This ration, backed by SERAC, is the South African National Defence Force SANDF new rations. Although this ration was bought commercially, it is supposed to be the same one as in the military. This is meal one, or day one as they call it, ration. It's in a nice box, sealed with plastic. Okay, let's open this. This whole ration weighs about 1.5 kilograms. First we have our first main, 200 grams of beef curry. The ingredients of all the meals are on the packet. You can see that it's still in its before its expiry date. The preparation instructions is on the back. Secondly, we have 25 grams of orange isotopic drink with the ingredients at the back. Then we have 50 grams of lactose-free energy drink, peach flavored, with the ingredient on the back. Then we have some vanilla instant maize porridge of 80 grams, also with the ingredients at the back. Next, we have some guava isotopic drink, also 25 grams, also with the ingredients at the back. We next have some instant chicken soup, 1 cup worth of, not sure what the grams are here. Then we have a 60 gram packet of fruit cubes. We have 50 grams worth of biscuits or crackers. We have 8 fuel tablets. We've got some nut butter. We have 2 cheddar cheeses. We have a power bar, about 45 grams worth, chocolate. Next, we have a box of matches. In all of these rations you get lion matches. We've got 3 water purification sachets. You can hear there's a powder inside there with the instructions. It's printed on the package. We have 5 little gum boxes. Then we have got 1, 2, 3, 7 Super Cs, individually wrapped. We have got 7 sachets of coffee creamer. We have 2 sachets of instant coffee. We have 2 packets of salt. We have got tomato sauce, 1 sachet. We have fruit chutney, 1 sachet. We've got 3 packets of sugar. We have 1 bag of rooibos tea. You will see that in these rations we don't have like a lot of overseas rations, a little packet containing all the teas and your sugar and your coffees and stuff. They're all mixed in with the other ingredients or components. You then have 150 gram side of barbecued rice. It's also within its expiry date, as with the other entree. All the nutritional information is here on the box. You will see, you can also see what other starches they have. The preparation instructions is at the back. Next we have a large meal. This is a 300 gram chicken pasta meal, or chicken pasta and veg meal. It is quite a hefty bag. It's also within its expiry date, and it's, as with the rest, is the preparation instructions is at the back. We then have about 4 bags for putting in your ration components or some of your trash. And lastly, we have a little list or menu through the day, suggesting your different meals, what to take with your meals. And that's all. The box is now empty. It's just the bottom of the box. So now let's taste everything. Okay, this is breakfast. We are going to do the vanilla maize porridge. We're going to do the power bar. We're going to have the orange isotopic drink. We're going to have the biscuits. We're going to have the cheese. We're going to have the nut butter. Here's just a bunch of coffee creamer and sugar. We're going to have a cup of coffee. We're going to have 2 sweets and 2 gums. Okay, first let's prepare our porridge. We have got a genuine SADF mess cup. We don't have the water bottle, but this is a genuine mess cup or field cup, whatever you call it. This is vanilla maize porridge. You can smell the maize. You smell a little bit of vanilla. Empty it there. So let's give this a mix with my fork. These, incidentally, are genuine South African Defence Force, old South African Defence Force cutlery. I'm not sure if they still use the same ones. You have your knife, your spoon and your fork just slips into it, keeps it all nice and together. This is already nice and stiff. Let's just leave my fork in there. I don't have a lid for that, so I'm just going to use the plastic from the ration box to cover this, to keep all the steam in. Let's just put that aside there. We're going to mix our isotonic drink. Isotonic drink. I have a cup of water measured in here. No, go away. It's just easier to mix. This is orange. Put it aside for later. Here's the coffee. Okay, here's the coffee. There's the porridge. You can see it's nice and steamed up there. There's a tonic drink for later. Let's get to these stuff. So here's the biscuits. It's just the green packet. This military ration is available, as I said earlier, commercially, which is nice since you can get the same ration the military guys use. We don't have to wait or get old rations, so you can get fresh rations. Okay, these biscuits, I had them before. They are nice. They are more like a cookie than they are like crackers. They are thick. You can see they are crumbly inside. They crumble, but when they're in their packets, they hold their shape quite nice. There is some oats in here. There is some type of grain in here. I'm not sure which type, but you can feel the grain most pieces. There's definitely sugar in here, so it's a very sweet. It tastes quite sweet. This is normal cheddar cheese or cheddar processed cheese. You get them in different varieties. There's a more yellow one, which is Gouda. There's a red one. I'm not sure what that is. There's a purple one as well. I don't know what that is. Let's taste this. You can see it's nice, a nice light yellow color. The cheese breaks down a bit the sweetness of the biscuit. You can still taste that cheesiness. It works well with the grain, or the thick graininess. The cheese itself tastes nice and firm. It's not grainy. It's not too runny. Let's try out the nut butter. I've never had nut butter before. Actually never had Nutella before that I can remember. So this is going to be a first for me. You can see that just the nut butter on its own, it doesn't taste a lot chocolatey. It's slightly chocolatey, perhaps very, very nutty. You can definitely taste all the nuts in there. The nut butter is very, very subtle on the biscuit. Biscuits is almost a bit strong for it. But you can get that slight nutty cocoa taste on the biscuit. Let's try it with cheese as well, with cheese and nut butter. Here's a little lovely cheese nut buttery biscuit. The cheese and nut butter flow into each other. It's nice. It's a cheesy, nutty kind of effect. With the cookie texture of the biscuit, it's more almost a dessert than it is a cracker with some stuff on. It's quite nice, flavorful accompaniment, I think, to this rather otherwise bland breakfast. We'll do the chocolate later. Let's get to taste the other stuff along. Okay, let's do the coffee. Very, very light coffee. I would say I would put a bit less water in next time. Coffee is very, very, it's not very strong. Slight flavor, not very bitter. Quite nice aroma. Let's try the other stuff now. Definitely next time the coffee is not strong enough for me, I will put in less water. Let's do the isotonic drink now. The isotonic drink now. Vivid orange or not? Yeah, it's orange. Quite orange, so I presume there's artificial coloring in there. It smells orange. It tastes a bit like Kool-Aid, sweet Kool-Aid, or Jingle Pop, which I'm not sure which you know, but very sweet, a lot like the rehydration fluids, but just not as sweet. You can definitely taste the orange, but there's a definite Jingle Pop Kool-Aid tone to this thing. Let's get to the porridge. My improvised dome worked. It's nice and steamed up here. This is nice and thick. Let's taste a bit. You can taste the vanilla in here. You have the creaminess of the maize. It's a very, very fine grind. So let's try some creamer in here. You don't really have to put creamer in. I don't think it really needs it, but they suggested it on the packaging. And since I don't do creamer in my coffee, I used one of the provided bags to put all the small things in, and the extras. Creamer give it a little bit of a help, but it's not really necessary. You might just add a tiny bit of water still. Literally just a tiny bit. Now it's a bit more runny. Yes, with the added water, it's much more creamy. taste of it is just a nice creamy porridge. You will see it's really fine grained. There's really nothing else needed here. Check out the power bar. This is a 45 gram power bar, chocolate flavored. Can't I open anything today? It's a crumbly texture. It's surrounded by chocolate. It's slightly crunchy. I think it's cookies in there, those light spots. There's a slight crunchiness to the bar when you bit into it. I'm not sure what it is. It's not extremely sweet. For the chocolate, it's quite middle of the road. We've got our Super C. Apparently, I think they have, they can have a bit. I'm not sure if they do have. They say they have vitamin C in them, but I can't read the packaging to see if they do. And this one smells like orange. Looks like it too. It's nice and sweet. It's a nice hard candy. You can have this in your mouth for quite a long time before it melts. They're very, very hard to break. So they will last in your rucksack for quite some time. And they are great to eat throughout the day. This is the gum is a normal Clorets gum. You get quite an amount of gum with this meal. Or with this. You have 2 little gum pieces in each gum packet. They are extremely minty. They taste just like toothpaste. So chewable toothpaste. Good to clean your teeth with after you have eaten. So that's breakfast. See you at lunch. Hey, welcome to lunch. For lunch we are going to have beef curry and barbecue rice. 150 gram barbecue rice and the 200 gram beef curry. We are going to have the guava isotonic drink. We're going to have orange fruit cubes. We have some fruit chutney to go with the curry. We have coffee creamer. We have sugar. We have salt. We have coffee. And sweets and gum. I'm not going to use the coffee creamer and the sugar. We're also not going to use the matches or the fuel tablets. They don't provide you with stoves. I'm not sure if the military gets their own stoves or if you just have to make do with rocks and stuff to prop up your Dixie for heating your food. Or I've heard that they put the heating tablets in the one Dixie and then balance the other Dixie on top of it. So I'll go and heat this up and then we can get started with lunch. Okay, I'm going to use the microwave to heat this up. According to the instructions, you can't put these pouches into the microwave. Just going to put the meals in a glass bowl. The rice is very compact. It's almost a solid sheet in here. You can't shift it about. Just trying to move it a bit so that I can tear this thing open. Tear very well. You can see the rice, it smells barbecuey. You can see the rice is in a solid sheet. You can see it doesn't even break. When you pour it out, you have to physically break the rice. Look at the rice quickly before I heat it up. You can see the rice is very, very hard. It's almost in a solid sheet. You really have to break to work at it to get to it. Let's see if I can liberate a little small piece. You can see it's very stiff. It's very dry. You can taste the barbecue. It's a spicy barbecue sauce. If you have to eat this cold, your rice will be very dry. If you eat the rice alone. The curry, on the other hand, is squishy. It moves around in the pouch very easily. It just shifts about. You can see there is the meat. You can smell the cumin. I'm not sure how hot this curry will be. Let's put this in a bowl. Let's look at the curry. You can see it's much more saucy than the rice. It looks like some vegetables that's in there. It looks quite like chunky meat. It doesn't look like mince to me. There's definitely a lot of vegetables in. It's very, 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 very mild curry. There's definitely much more sauce in it than the rice, so it will complement the rice quite good. Definitely potato. I think there's carrots. There's some other vegetables. So I'll go and heat this up and then be back. Okay, the food is warmed up now. You can see the rice is still sort of in sheets. They're a bit more pliable than they were just now. You can still see it's still basically in the sheet. You can still just lift it up with a fork. It's much more pliable now. It's much more chewy. It's not as hard as it was just when it was cold. It's much softer. You can definitely taste the barbecue flavor. It's got a slight burn to it. Let's dish up some curry. You can see it's nice, still nice and saucy. Let's look at the curry a bit more. You can definitely see there's potato. Don't see any other vegetables, but there might be. Definitely potato. It's a slight curry burn. Let's just mix this up. It tastes much better hot than cold. We have some chutney to put on to the curry. You can see now I put a lot of chutney there. Let's just mix it in. The chutney smells nice and fruity, nice and sweet. It gives a bit of sweetness to the curry. It says that the curry has a mild burn. It's not a very hot curry, but it's not. It's a sort of in-betweenish light curry. Okay, let's do the coffee quickly. Okay, I put less water in than I did last time for the coffee. For the guava isotonic drink, you can see that lamination is going a bit, but it's still, don't really see an expiration date on this, but it's still nice and grainy inside. Let's just, I measured a cup of water in here just to mix it thoroughly. It has got a sweet smell to it. Okay, let's review this fruit cubes. These are orange fruit cubes. I just put a few there. You can see they've got a vivid orange color. They are slightly pliable. You can squish them about. They have a very strong orange taste. They almost taste like jellied isotonic drink. It tastes exactly the same as the orange isotonic drink we had this morning, just in a eatable form. It's slightly granular. I haven't used the salt on the food yet. I don't like my food very salty. Let's taste the coffee. It's a bit better, but still, this is very, very weak coffee. This is not strong coffee. You get just a little hint of coffee. I think if you put milk and sugar in, or creamer and sugar in here, it will just overwhelm the coffee, since it's still so weak. And I can't really see to put less and less water in it. Either you must use 2 sachets, or it's just not a strong coffee taste. Let's taste the isotonic drink. It smells a bit sweet, like Super C guava. Doesn't smell like the guava juice you get in the stores. It tastes more mixed fruit than just guava. It does not a really strong guava taste. If you didn't tell me this is guava, I wouldn't have known. This is also quite sweet. Okay, this is just another Super C like we had this morning. This one looks like orange again. And another little gum, the same as we had this morning. Same blue color. This has a very strong minty flavor. It's like chewing toothpaste again. So that was lunch. Join me for dinner. Hey, welcome to supper. We are going to have some chicken pasta and veg, rooibos tea, sweets and gum for afterwards, some chicken soup, some cheese and tomato sauce with the pasta, and a peach lactose-free drink. This is just sugar and the cremora I'm not going to use. So this is going to be our dinner for tonight. So let's check this out. This is 300 grams, as I said. Chicken pasta veg. You've got your preparation instructions there. This is still in its expiry date. This of African Rations does not have a long shelf life. It's about a year from packaging. This one was packaged in February this year. This our ration. There's the chicken pasta inside there. Let's check out the pasta. I can see some vegetables in there already. It's a little bit of sauce. There's some vegetables I can see. Let's taste of it. It's a light sauce. Just on its own, not extremely flavorful. It's just a bit of flavor there. This is, I think, why the cheese and tomato sauce is there for. You do get a slight bit of chicken and vegetable flavors. The chicken is a bit dry itself. Without the sauce it would have been very dry, but the sauce just gave it a bit, make it a bit more chewable. So I'll go and heat this up and then be back. Okay, I'm back and I heated up the food. Let's just give it a quick taste. Some carrots in here. I think there is some peas in here as well. The heating process helped. The chicken is much softer now than it was when it was cold. The pasta is soft, very soft. The vegetables is very soft too. There's definitely some peas in here. I tasted some corn, I think. There's some carrots. But it's still a bit bland. We are going to add a bit of cheese. So I have mixed the cheese in now. I'm just going to let it sit a bit here to melt. Okay, next we will do our chicken soup. It smells just like actually like nothing. Can't really smell that it's chicken soup. I think I've got it mixed up now. I'll just put that aside as well to thicken up a bit. Okay, next we're going to prepare our tea. This is rooibos tea. It is native to South Africa. It occurs in the Fynbos region. It's a bush type of plant. They harvest it. I'm not sure how but it's not just the leaves they use. It's the small pieces. There's some stems in here as well. It's not it's the tea when you will see when it begins to steep. It's a reddish color. I'm just going to use my knife here since I'm running out of utensils. You will see it's a bit reddy, more redder than normal tea. Especially see it in the beginning. It's not a blackish color. It's more a reddish brown color. While we are waiting for our tea to steep, I'm going to mix up the peach lactose-free nutritional drink. This has a definite sweet peach smell. Okay, before we start on the pasta, you can see the tea has darkened now already a bit. It still has got that red color. Just so that you can see the red color of the tea, the last bit in my cup, you can definitely see the red. Our soup is still a bit watery. Let's look at the pasta now. You can see I've mixed it in the cheese. It's nice and stringy. The cheese does help, it gives the chicken a cheesy flavor. It just adds that little bit of flavor that the chicken lacked. I don't think I'm going to add the tomato sauce though, since this is not a tomato based pasta. But you can add the tomato sauce here. I did not add all of the cheese, I left a bit. I think if I added more cheese, the artificial cheese flavor or the cheese flavor would be too much overwhelming for the chicken. Let's do our little soup now. You can see it's a quite runny soup. There is some vegetables or stuff floating around in it. A very light chickeny, not very salty. Definitely some vegetables in there. I think I tasted some corn. I'm not sure what else I tasted there. Some green other vegetables. Might be some spring onion or chives. Let's see the tea. You can see it's now a nice dark color. It still has got the red undertone. It smells almost the same as normal tea. The taste is not so overwhelming as that of normal tea. It's slightly less, it tastes slightly less like tea. It doesn't have that intense tea flavor. If you tip the cup, I don't know if you can see, but if you tip the cup somewhat, you can see the reddish color of the tea. So here we have our lactose free drink. You can see it's a nice peachy color. It smells sweet peachy. This is very sweet. You can almost see this as the dessert to this meal. It's milky. It's very, very, very sweet peach. It tastes like some of these peach sweets you get. Very creamy. It is slightly thick. Nice and frothy. All we have left is our normal Super C's and the gum that we also tasted today. I don't think the dish here needs the salt because I've did this cheese, added salt to it. The chicken soup, if you want a bit more salt you can, but it doesn't really need the salt. So this is our dinner. Thank you for watching this video. The only complaints I think I have is that the ration does not come with a separate brew bag or accessory bag. So all your accessories and stuff are jumbled in with all the other components of the ration bag, so you have to literally hunt for little small things. It's a bit frustrating. Otherwise the meals was nice. There wasn't there wasn't a lack of food. The meals was kind of bland, but you expect that with rations. The accompaniments with the meals was fine. So thank you for watching my review. Please subscribe to the channel. Goodbye.